The Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport is remodeling some of its bathrooms because Muslims keep washing their feet in the public sinks. This is Friday, August 14th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
We've made it to Friday. Thanks for starting the end of your week with the Texas Minute. Here's a quick thought. If you enjoy the Texas Minute, I bet your friends and family will too. So please share the show with them. It helps them get more informed, and it helps us grow the show. Now you're here for the news, so let's get to it. Islamic foot washing stations are set to be installed in several bathrooms at Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport by the end of the year. The airport is installing them because Muslim travelers have been washing their feet in the public sinks, creating standing water issues on counters and floors. Wudu is the ritual washing and purification of the body before Muslim acts of worship. The feet are generally the last part of the body to be washed in those rites. Now, Muslims make up approximately 2% of Texas' population. While DFW International Airport has 5 interfaith chapels, critics have charged that all of them are filled with Muslim prayer rugs and decor, but there are no crosses or Christian-specific imagery. In just over a month, we'll observe the 25th anniversary of Muslim terrorists hijacking U.S. airplanes and murdering nearly 3,000 Americans. Now, one of our nation's largest airports, a government agency in Texas, is offering special services to aid Muslims in their ritual purification ceremonies. Stemming from a 2025 law overhauling the governance of the state's tax-financed universities, officials at the University of Texas at Austin intend to implement a new core curriculum over the next 2 years. Among other things, that 2025 law required each university's regents to complete a review of all general education curricula every 5 years. Now, general education requirements are a set of courses all students have to complete regardless of their major. Critics have charged that the core curriculum has been allowed to serve as a haven for economically unsustainable programs that frequently protect woke curricula from accountability. UT Austin President Jim Davis told the system regents yesterday that his institution's core curriculum needed a, quote, wholesale change. While the goal is for the new curriculum to be in place for the fall 2028 semester, Davis said he hopes some of those courses will be available in 2027. In a wide-ranging interview with Chris Salcedo, Governor Greg Abbott outlined his priorities for the 2027 legislative session, but their conversation led with the topic of reforming Texas' primary election system. Here's what the governor said people need to consider when creating a structure that will minimize Democrat interference in the GOP's nominating process.
Who's going to be categorized as a Republican? What's going to be the requirement? Is it meaning that because you voted in a Republican primary in the past? Is it because you signed up and register as a Republican? Who is going to run that process? All those kinds of things. And so there's a lot of nuanced details actually in trying to actually run a primary. And there are ways in which a primary can utterly fail if it's not structured properly. And that's why we need everybody weighing in and being thoughtful about the process so that we're not setting up a system that's doomed to fail, but setting up a system that's prepared to succeed.
You can check out the Salcedo Storm podcast on the Texas Scorecard app and everywhere you listen to podcasts. Testimony this week before the Senate Select Committee on Homeland and Border Security detailed growing drone use by cartels along the Texas-Mexico border. They're using those drones for surveillance, cross-border smuggling, and potential attacks on officers and critical infrastructure. The El Paso Police Department has tracked nearly 1,800 cases of cross-border drone infiltrations. Reportedly, Latin American cartel members have been embedded in the Foreign Legion during the Russian-Ukrainian war so that they can learn how to pilot drones more effectively. A federal law passed back in 2025 allows all levels of law enforcement to conduct counter-drone operations, but only after receiving specialized FBI training and certification. One expert told state senators that the certification pipeline is currently inadequate in countering drones at the scale required. A federal appeals court has delivered another victory for Texas' landmark 2021 election integrity law, the same legislation that prompted Democrat lawmakers to flee the state in an unsuccessful attempt to block its passage. Brandon Waltons detailed the decision in last night's edition of Daily Headlines.
The Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals reversed a lower court ruling that blocked 9 provisions of Senate Bill 1, including requirements related to voter identification for mail ballots and assistance provided to voters. Judge Andrew Oldham sharply criticized the lower court's handling of repeated challenges to the law, describing the litigation as an exhausting game of whack-a-mole.
You can watch Brandon Walton's Daily Headlines each afternoon on the Texas Scorecard app, as well as on YouTube, X, and TikTok. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was produced by Nick Shepard and based on the original reporting of Hunter Burney, Adam Kahn, Grant Hawk, and Brendan Waltons. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State. Now, go close the week strong.